celebrate the fact that the game turns 1 year old for the PC version literally this weekend. Can you believe that? It's already been a whole year. Mental. And also, the game will turn 2 years old worldwide in November's time, so it's near to turn 2. But obviously, the whole idea when the game was released was that it got delayed a little bit, so we'll just pretend that it came out this month as well anyway. Anyway, awesome stuff. So yeah, the whole schedule for today will be that obviously what we've got first is Spyro Reignite Trilogy 1, 120%, which Green is just about to do. Then we have Spyro Reignite Trilogy 2, which is going to be ran by Zik and commentary done by Randy. Then Spyro Reignite Trilogy 3, which is going to be done by Dr. House and commentary by Zik. And then we're going to get hype for our teams and go for the Spyro Reignite Trilogy any percent trifecta, no major skips, relay race. Are you all excited for that? I'm excited for that. It's going to be absolute hype. So, start you off then. We're going to go straight into Spyro Reignite Trilogy 1, which is obviously a remaster of the first game. XGreenSoulx is here, going to be doing our run. He's not going to be joining commentary, so you folks are going to have to put with me for the entire estimate of an hour and 40 minutes to probably 2 hours, around about that. So everyone, give good luck to Green. And Green, I hope you're ready. I'm just about to start a countdown, and then you're going to head off and do your run. Alrighty, dude? Right, get ready then, mate. 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, Green. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone to the Spyrothon channel and the Spyro Reignite Trilogy Speedrun Celebration. Again, hello again. My name is Nost. As you folks may know me, I run a lot of Reignite Trilogy. I've ran this game pretty much to death. I don't ever stop playing it. So, what we've got here is we have Green going straight into Stonehill. So, for you folks that may know the original game, right? So, with the original, you would think or imagine, right, that you go straight for Nestor, right? Well, guess what? In Reignite, nah, we don't do that. We save Nestor for a little bit later because, you know, he's slow. We don't need to bother about Nestor. We don't need to, you know, sit and watch through his cutscene. But instead, with Reignite Trilogy, what do we have? What do we have? We have load screens, and we like, you know, getting Spyro to do a little bit of a jiggle, a little bit of a spin and stuff. And also, as you can see what Green has got on his Spyro at the moment, he's got some lovely shades, because, you know, he's digging it cool style, right? Digging it cool. Righty, so, the whole idea with 120% is this is the completionist category for Spyro 1. The aim is to basically collect everything in sight. All gems, all dragons, all eggs, get to 100%, free Magnus, because, you know, Magnus is best dragon. And then finish off with Nasty's loot. As you'll notice, a lot of these gems you will have to get by killing all the enemies. So basically as well, this is a kill all enemies category. I'm already seeing people in chat like, Magnus, you mean Cletus? Nah, Zik. We stand the Magnus here. And House, yeah, we wish they would go for flying skips on all level. We'll be seeing, hopefully we may see a flying skip from Green. We'll see. We'll see. So as you see, we've got a Thief coming up here. So I believe Green's going to try and aim to do a, he's going to try and do an animation skip for this Thief. He's going to go for a nice early Thief. Oh, he's nearly got it. Come on, Green, we believe in you, mate. Nice. Awesome stuff. So as you just seen there, that's the first instance of a Thief in Reignite Trilogy. They're a little bit different to the original, because in the original you literally can flame them and then like spam X and you'll be able to collect the egg nice and quick. However, in Reignite Trilogy, you cannot skip the egg cutscene unless you have downward momentum. Get Spyro having downward momentum as you are flaming them. So basically you have to make sure Spyro is in the air somewhat. So just doing a jump before while flaming the Thief, that can sort that out nice and smooth. You'll be seeing a lot more of this a little later. That's I'll be honest, I think Stonehill Thief is one of the worst thieves within this game. There is a really, really awful one later on, which we'll get to. But again, we'll get to that all in due time. It's our first instance of the key chest, which obviously we just need the key for, because we've got no other special tricks left in this level. And there we go. That is Stonehill completed. So with the whole idea, obviously, with this game is you've got you have within each homeworld you have a flight and you have a majority of levels to go along with that. So as you saw, Green has just completed one level, which is Stonehill. He's got 2 more levels, one which he's going into now, which is Town Square, and then he'll also be going into what's the other one called? I blimmin' forgot what the level's called. See, it just shows how much I haven't ran this category. I blimmin' forgot how, you know, Spyro 1 is now. Dark Hollow, that's the one. It's Dark Hollow. See, I've already forgot it. And also with all these homeworlds, you'll have one boss to face as well. So, Green is just about to go into Town Square. Town Square is a little bit interesting because in our other main category for well, I should say our no major skips category for this, is our Nils Fairy proxy. Sadly, we're not going to be worrying about Nils Fairy proxy today because we need to make sure we get everything. So going into Town Square, you'll see that Green will be going for all of the gems. Again, we have to make sure we get every single thing that's in here. You'll notice as well, though, in this level, is we'll start being introduced to things like spring chests and fan chests. Spring chests are chests which you can flame, and obviously the gem will pop out. Hopefully, we might be able to see Green instead do the faster strat, which you literally have just done, which is instead to charge the chest, and as soon as you get Spyro to touch that chest, you jump, and then you're basically facing the correct trajectory to collect the gem, literally at the same time as you're about to jump through it, which is awesome. Here we are, we've got our second thief. This thief is also a little bit of a blighter, I should say, but Green's going for the hard strat. Let's see if we can do it. Nice, awesome stuff. So that's another little animation skip, and well, nice early thief as well. Very, very smooth for the routing. And here we've also got a fan chest. Now, fan chests we can use and manipulate, because with fan chests, if you can see there, one of the gems have just automatically homed into Spyro as the fan had hit one of the wooden chests, which is obviously it's awesome. It's one really ideal thing we can do throughout the rest of this game to make sure we get nice, quick gems as well. Oh, he's missed a little 2 gem. He's missed a little 2 gem, but that's all good. He's got everything, and he is out of there. So as you've seen, Green has exited the level with using the guidebook, which is actually a feature which is not in the original Spyro 1 game. Instead, it's something that we have within Reignited Trilogy, which is just obviously really, really helpful to get us to do some fast warps. So as you can see that Green has just gone and hopped onto those platforms, going straight into Sunny Flight. Awesome stuff. And as you can see just a moment ago as well, he did still leave Magnus to last. We're leaving Magnus to last here. Not Magnus? What am I saying? We're leaving Nestor to last here. Magnus is obviously less to last because he is our 80th dragon. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right, so here we go. We have our very first flight within 120%. Now, Sunny Flight is false friend, I should say. I'm not a fan of this flight. I don't know if any of you folks that run this category like this flight. I'm not a fan of it. But Green is demonstrating this absolutely spot on. He's following the really nice, ideal, quick route throughout this. He'll be aiming to get around about, I hope, 1 minute and 11 seconds in-game time. We'll see at the very end, the timer. There's also an animation skip within this flight level, which is really, really crucial to allow you to save about, say it's about 3 to 4 seconds. It's 3 to 4 seconds loadless, and I think like 7 seconds real time. I can't actually remember. It's really good though, you know. It's really, really good. Really, really helpful. But yeah, it's weird how, like, canonically within the game, Sunny Flight is meant to be the third flight you do, because you actually meant to find out to do this after you've freed Lucas. Oh, Green's just missed the animation skip there. That's not a problem. See, he's still got the 111. He's still got the 111, which is, you know, that's most important, you know. That's most important, folks. Doing flights quick. Even if it means not skipping an animation, but that's fine. He's doing brilliantly so far. So next up, Green's going to be heading into Dark Hollow, and now we're going to get rid of, obviously, those Nork Thieves. Those Thieves, by the way, are actually, I think they're not the strongest enemy in the game. They're the most bulkiest. They've got more health than Nasty, I believe. Or is it the same health as Nasty? Someone in chat's going to correct me about that. I know they will. Most important thing is Cletus. Oh, we got a Cletus and Magnus stands in the chat, folks. Let's hear it. Who's for Cletus and who's for Magnus? I wouldn't expect anything different from you, Randy. Delbin all the way. Delbin, Faulty. This man, he knows his dragons. He knows his dragons. 80 Magnus when... Yeah, I'm gonna make that category soon, House. Guarantee you. So right, we have now got some big Norks coming up in this level, which I believe the... Okay, Green's already sorted them two out. I completely took my eyes off of looking on the chat for a brief moment. So as you see, he got another key for the key chest that's coming up in a brief moment. Sadly, we've got no way to skip the animation for this key. If there was any means to skip key animations, honestly, if in Reignited, it would be an absolute blessing. Purely because, you know, we could have done that in the original. We're just not able to do it in Reignited, sadly. So here we are coming up. We've got Green showing off a little feature within stairs within a Reignite trilogy. So I never thought I would say this really, but within Reignited, there's a whole bonk to win feature with regards to stairs. You'll see it as well within the later games as well, where if you bonk upstairs, it's actually one of the fastest movements to obviously climb the stairs. It's just to get sparred, just to bonk straight up, like just go head first, boom up, like that. It's brilliant. So what Green will be aiming for, leaving Artisan's homeworld, he'll be aiming for 16 dragons and 1,000 gems. Eggs wise, I've completely forgot. I think it's like 2 or 3. I don't know. I trust he's got all the eggs anyway, because they're one of those collectibles that, you know, you're not gonna want to miss. Up. 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 Right, so here we are, Toasty. Now, Toasty, Randy's saying it's the hardest boss. I'd say it's not a hard boss. It's the level itself that's a pain. Because these dogs have got the most awkward iframes in existence. Now, I've noticed that Green is currently running this game in 50, which I believe is a benefit to him with regards to these iframes. One thing that is certain, obviously you may notice that with a lot of speedrunners, we do change frame rate in regards to how we would play the game. We obviously play different categories and different, obviously 3 different games within the entire series. Now, the reason why we run this in 50 is not just because there's not a ton of focus on jumps. The whole idea is the lower frame rate you have, the better Spire's jumps are. The main reason we do it for 120 and 50 is because the gems actually drop a lot faster. So we can try and get Spire to collect them a lot more quicker. Another issue, though, with running the game in 50 is that I believe flying skips may be a little bit harder, but again, we all hope that Green can do this. And there we are. That's Toasty done. Nice and quick. Awesome stuff. And I believe now he's going to go guidebook. Oh, is that a nice little swag roll you just did there, Green? Very nice swag roll. 10 out of 10. Goes well with the glasses. And here we are, finally the final dragon. Nestor. Hey folks, did you know that you can't skip Nestor? You know, Green, you can't skip Nestor. What did you do? I can't believe you just did that. What is this? Did I just see him skip Nestor? What? This is hacks. What? Nah, so in Reignite Trilogy, folks, again, with Nestor, you can skip him if you, during his, like freeing animation right at the very beginning, if Spyro has downward momentum, you basically can skip him by pressing triangle. It's kind of nice. I feel like the devs have kind of got us in mind when they did that, because in the originals we weren't able to skip him. Another strat as well that Green has just done, which is probably allows me to talk a little bit more into the timer system within this game, is what's known as what we actually it's our newest strat, which is called the EBL, which is the early balloonist load. Now, the reason why we call it the early balloonist load is because we have a timer that we use within the Reignite Trilogy leaderboards, known as the loadless timer, which obviously allows us to take obviously the real time that we're playing the game and then pause the timer at any moment where you get a load screen like Green is in right now, going into Night Flight. Now, if you jump as you are talking to the balloonist, as you obviously just about to enter into him, you can actually tell the timer to stop 2 seconds earlier. And the reason why this is valid is because we've actually had a little deep look into the game. Again, shout outs to Zik for that. And found out that you actually do change the game's flags to changing level. So that is essentially valid. You do essentially tell the game, actually, I'm in Peacekeepers now, 2 seconds earlier than what it's meant to. It's quite neat. And here we are. This is our second flight for 120. This is Night Flight. Now, to get into Night Flight in the original, there's a nice little strat known as the Wall Glide. Within Reignite Trilogy in 120, we don't have any wall glides, so instead what Green has done is he's able to obviously use a lot of the mechanics and nice platforming to jump across the river, get over to this section of the game, which you're not meant to get over unless you get to a cannon. But again, we're speedrunners. We can try and bypass all of that, you know? And yeah, he's going through, and then he's going to make sure he get an animation on skip and on this one. The animation skip on that one's nice and smooth. And 103.5. Round of applause, Green. That was awesome speed there. So with Night Flight, obviously Night Flight's a little bit nicer, a little bit smoother. It's a little bit harder movement towards the end. One main crucial thing with flights is to make sure that with Spyro you're flying a little bit lower, because when you're getting Spyro to fly lower, he actually has a higher acceleration, a little bit higher momentum than what he would do. Not acceleration, sorry, a little bit higher momentum than what he would do if he was obviously flying higher. Which I believe is also the same as what's in the original, just I suppose Spyro flies more like an actual plane in Reignited. Here he is, he comes back, gets a few more gems, getting a few Norks along the way, because these Norks need to get toasted. Wait, hold on a moment. Wait, I didn't realize that Nork was already gone. I thought I just saw like a 5 gem just there in existence. Did he just die from the cannon already? Green, you're psychic. You've destroyed a Nork with your bare mind of speedrunning. This is magic, folks. Randy's saying cheap percent again. Ha ha ha. No. This is speedrunning, folks. We know what we're doing. Speed of fast indeed, baby punch. So here we are, we've got Green again using the fan chest again. Awesome stuff. So we've got a few more dragons in this level, and we've also got another thief coming up here. Now, with the thief in this level, this one's a little bit of a, how do I explain it? I'm not saying it's tricky. There's a nice way to sort of manipulate him to run in a certain direction, which allows Spyro to kind of like drop down and then, you know, flame him while he's also still in the air, getting a nice animation skip. It's really, really dope. It's awesome stuff. And also, we make sure not to forget the key going around up in this section as well, right near Maximos. Right, so what Green just got there as well is what I'd say is a little bit of Reignite Trilogy jank. Where if you free Maximos in a certain position, Spyro will sort of walk into a certain direction and sort of just jutter. And then the camera pans right behind him facing the wrong direction. And there we go! Green got that nice early thief. That was spotless, my dude. Well done. So here we are, we've got GreenSoulx, a little bit more on how those spring chests work. So with that first one, as you saw, he done the charge trick. With the second one being a little bit too close, he went down for the flame. But with the flame, he was able to get the one behind it as well and then glide into it. Brilliant movement. Double eagles, nice stuff. Eagles, vultures even. I don't know my birds already. As he frees Ivor, he's going to go around, get these two vultures, get that Nork, and then he's going to start heading up towards the key chest. Now, this I believe is again very similar routing to the original games. This is the beauty as well with 120, is a lot of how we've routed this category is it's very respective to how it's ran in the original. A lot of the route is exactly the same. A lot of the strats and when we do, you know, for the route and for the tricks and that can be similar. Not exactly the same. Again, Night Flight Walk Glide is a perfect example because we're not able to do that in Reignited. Killing two birds with one horn. Now you got that spot on there, Clock. Right, so here we are. Green is about to go into Clifftown. Now, going into Clifftown, he's got some Norks he's going to have to try and get, and then obviously he's just swoop around and get a few gems. Now, Clifftown is one of these levels where you've got a little bit of a, you've got a bit of an animation happening right at the very beginning. It's a bit bizarre. It's like, when I remember first playing this game, when it happened, I honestly thought the game was like, just sending Spyro to oblivion, so... Everyone, get ready to wave Spyro goodbye as he goes and flies off to the night sky. Bye, Spyro. Bye. And here he comes back down because, you know, he can break physics and, you know, video games. But yeah, the whole idea of what we do for that is within Reignited Trilogy, we actually have a strat to be able to completely skip those animation sections, which is known as the flying skip. Again, as I said a little bit earlier, it's a little bit harder to do those in 50 frames a second. It'll be easier to do it in 30 frames a second, but because we're doing 120, and again, this is a marathon, and you know what? Green's just showing you the main, you know, key crucial thing within Reignited Trilogy. We're just going to show you, you know, nice speedrunning strats here. So here we are. Green's doing what I will call the triple threat, which is essentially like 3 like neat tricks back to back to back. As you saw, he managed to do a jump, which is quite tricky to do. Then he went down, got the firework a little bit earlier than what you're technically meant to do in the game, and then he does the third thing, which is getting the thief early, doing an animation skip. Still collecting everything within this path. And again, if there's things he may have missed or may have just gone by, either that's intended as a part of the route, or he'll notice it himself if he's forgot something. It's all good, folks. So far, he's definitely spot on gem count, so he's doing very well. The roll in air when. I hope, Green, we've got a little bit more rolls later. We want more swag rolls later. I know you can definitely be able to do one inside of Lofty Castle later. Actually, you might be able to do one with an ice cavern as well, but we'll see. Again, it's your run, dude. You wanna show us more swag rolls? Let's see it. Brilliant stuff. Awesome. So as he gets these final few gems, he is going to exit through the start menu. Now, technically, there is a we're playing on the PC version. Again, this route is exactly the same on console version as well. So if you folks want to have the game on console and want to give it a go at speedrunning, then this is the same route for you to do as well. So as you just seen there, Green's complete, like, with the cannon, obviously he's gone and destroyed a few indestructible boxes, but a good thing with those, with the cannon, is that you really don't need to worry, within this category, you don't need to worry about that big pillar, because we've already gone and done that earlier for Night Flight. Now he's going to go into Dr. Shemp. Folks, who can agree that Dr. Shemp is the best boss in Spyro 1? Gonna do the jump, Green. Nice, he does a nice jump. Very smooth jump that was. I find that a pretty, quite a tricky jump to do. Awesome stuff. Again, routing within this level is very, very similar to the original. Gets that key because he doesn't need it for later. And now, as you can see, he's got to flame this chest coming up. Okay, maybe not. He's just done a nice sneaky little swag roll there. Saw that, Green. Right, folks, I'm just going to apologize for a brief moment because we are just about to flag this stream for nudity. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry, Faulty. I think the stream's got to disappear now. It's going to be flagged for nudity. Got bare buttocks live on the 50 FPS Spyro stream. This is why he's low poly in the originals, okay? But awesome stuff, though. Gonna toast that Shemp butt, and then we're gonna carry on heading over to Ice Cavern. So, leaving Peacekeepers, the one main goal you're looking for now is about 3,000 gems, is the amount that Green should be leaving on. So, the main thing I'd say as well with regards to requirements within the game is within the first level, so Artisans, you need 10 dragons. The second homeworld, you need 1,200 gems. Third homeworld, Magic Crafters, you need 5 eggs. Beastmakers, you need 50 dragons. And then Dreamweavers, you need 6,000 gems. Now, thankfully, because this isn't any percent, this is 120, we're going to collect everything along the way. So Green's going to be making sure to do all that. It's just, you know, keep you all informed that when we're collecting everything, we're going to, those balloonists will make sure that, you know, we already got all the stuff for them anyway. Green's already got, I believe, 6 eggs at this point. So technically, he's already fulfilled the requirements for Magic Crafters. But it's all good. We're going to still collect everything along the way. That's literally the main goal within 120. Collect everything. Things get a little bit more spicier with, I suppose, towards the end, because when you've got things like loot, we've got a little, like, different strat in loot in Reignite than what's in the original, which is quite nice. Hold on a moment, folks. Green gonna do the jump. He's gonna do the Death Abuse route. So again, within this, within Ice Cavern is one of my favorite. Is what I'd say is one of my favorite levels because there's actually 2 very optimal routes of going about doing it. You can do a Death Abuse route, which is what Green's just done, or you can do a non-Death Abuse route, which obviously if you don't do correctly, you could just take the Death Abuse route for backup. Hey, he just did another swag roll. We need to count on how many rolls this man's doing. But yeah, as you saw, when he got the key and did the Death Abuse, he did a nice, it got warped back to Todor, which allows you to get back to the key chest nice and quick. Then you're going to carry on around to this section, which I believe is Andor. I'm gonna remember my dragon names. I haven't played this for a long time. Ah, it is Andor. Nice. Non-deaf user is OG, by the way. I believe it's both house. Both of them is possible to do, to be fair. I just know that one of them is a bit more of a, you know, a safety strap. Right, so now Green's gonna do the almighty magic stairs. Let's see it, dude. M-A-G-I-C, tremendously magic. Well done. Now, within Reignited, magic stairs, I'd say, is a little bit easier because you kind of can time your X inputs to jump at the right moment. It's more of the setup, which is crucial. Ragnar, now he's going to be finishing off the level. Around about here, I believe. Awesome stuff. Brilliant. And other than a little bit of gems just to collect in Peacekeepers, I believe that's everything up to Peacekeepers practically done. So yeah, we've got a few Norks in these tents. You can get a little bit of, I wouldn't say RNG, but sometimes it's a little bit luck-based, where they're actually outside of the tents. Ideally, we kind of want them inside the tents. Also, I should say as well, Green, nice angle you got Spire to enter that balloon. I don't want to mention his tails poking through the basket, clipping through the basket. Does anyone else want to mention it? We'll just pretend that's intentional, right? You see nothing, Dylan? Okay. Well, yeah, we'll pretend that's intentional. It's all good. Jankman indeed. So there we go. It's a nice early thief within Magic Crafters. We've got another thief later on within this level. So Magic Crafters is where we also get introduced to the supercharge mechanic of the game. With Supercharge, it will allow us to do certain levels obviously a little bit quicker. There are some moments where obviously we want to be careful of obviously where our movement's going, so we don't want to use Supercharge at moments where we don't want to, but make sure obviously to use it at the best moments. So here's Alpine Ridge, right? Alpine Ridge, oh boy. So this level's a bit infamous for the worst reason. So, to any of you folks that may have this game on the PC, if you've tried to play the game in 60 frames a second, you'll notice that this level will be where it ends unless you change your frame rate. So, this is also the main reason why we run this game in 50 frames rather than in 60. Because within 60 frames a second, the wizard cycles in this level specifically actually start to break. So the wall that you'll see Green be approaching a little bit later actually will not come down unless you change your frame rate, which is kind of, you know, it's a bit upsetting really, because you would have thought that they would keep, you know, developers would probably kept that in mind. But, you know, things that happen, we will work around it, and we'll go with whatever the game will give us. This is also, I'd say, the first level where cycles also start to become really, really important. They'll become a bit more of a focus as well within the latest sections in Peacekeepers and the early sections of Beastmakers. See, that moment there, the cycle was a little bit off, which is a bit of a shame for Green to have to lose a bit of time to wait for that. But it's all good if we can keep it all on a nice, good pace. Oh dear. See, these walls and cycles, man. Just have to take their time just to get through. I blame the wizards for everything. Coming up here as well, we've also got a thief, which is potentially the hardest thief in the game, which is hilarious because in the original, it's the easiest thief. Also, nice remember on that one gem. That one gem's also elusive as well. That one gem always falls, it never homes. It's a bit annoying. Doing brilliant, Green. Keep it up, mate. So yeah, this thief coming up, you can get early if you kind of get Spyro to arrive in at a certain moment, like a certain direction. I'm hoping Green can do it. Oh, he nearly got it. He was definitely in the right direction. If the thief didn't leave off a little, like that little bit earlier than what we expected, he would have got it. Sadly, though, this thief is a bit of a pain because if we miss it, then obviously you have to do what Green's doing right now, which generally, I know Bobby does a 1 lap round this cycle. You can easily get his window of opportunity within the second one, though, like Green's just done there. Brilliant stuff. How to lose a PB, play this level. To be fair, House, that's a good description. I'm not a fan of this level either. And then Green's going to finish off doing a nice bonk into that chest and then exiting like that. Now, the reason we can do that as well is because that gem will automatically home in before we fall into the death plane of the water below. So, you know, we can just get ourselves out of there. We can forfeit 1 level of sparks. It's all good. So this is where we're going to start with some of the supercharge within the level. I believe Green is about to use the supercharge to get the chest a little bit quickly. Coming up here. This is a key chest that's hidden in a key that's a hidden level. And obviously, while on the Green, he's just managed to destroy that chest. I didn't need to worry about the key. Awesome stuff. And now we're going into high caves. Oh boy, high caves. What a wonder, what a joy. I still don't like this level. So we do have a supercharge strat within the top section that I know that people have now started to optimize a little bit more now, which is really, really good. I know Green knows it. Green knows this route way better than I would. My brain still focuses way more on the original, just because in the original, we used to have this trick known as bike caves, which was discovered by Tuval, which allows us to kind of jump all the way around the entire level doing weird stuff. However, in Reignite Trilogy, we can use supercharge in a different way. Now, the supercharge mechanic is somewhat abusable in Reignited because it actually changes Spyro's acceleration both like transversely and angularly, and we can actually change that value or like manipulate the momentum by getting Spyro to hog walls, like hog collision when he's on doing supercharge. We'll notice it a little bit later where when Green goes to do the upper section towards the ferry. Bus caves. Physics, oh yeah. Yeah, did you know that Reignite Trilogy is one of those games where it's frame rate based physics? It's sort of upsetting, but us speedrunners have to live with that. It's a Saturday, please spare us. I'm sorry. I'll put my my bachelor's of physics degree down. Okay, there we go. Unreal Engine 4, commit to it. Exactly, House. Right, here we go. Nice one. He's got the... There we go. Perfect there, Green. I'm gonna do his top section as well. Nice. Awesome stuff. So yeah, as you saw there, that is spot on the correct way to do that top section with the supercharge. There is a way which I managed to do for memes to be able to do fairyless, because one trick that we like to do that is quite crucial in the originals is to do fairyless. Now here's hoping as well that this Spyro's in the right position. He is. Awesome stuff. Brilliant high cave so far, Green. There's one more thief coming a little bit later, which hopefully we can bop with a. Oh, did he just do it, folks? This man, he's on a roll, literally. Wow. So yeah, this thief we can bop by basically using the fan chest. It's kind of nice. And as you see, Green did a nice jump there to skip that animation, and out he gets of High Caves. Well done, man. That was brilliant. That was awesome stuff. Tell you folks right now, I can never be able to do a High Caves like that. Green, how's this saying world record pace? There's no pressure. He'll be able to know. He'll probably have his splits open during this. Hey, nice one. He managed to get the nice supercharge in the round. Brilliant stuff. So Wizard Peak is another level with a little bit more supercharge to it. I know I definitely don't do the same route as what everyone else does in this route. So I'll see how Green goes about doing this. I know one thing that's certain within this level is we do have a nice little supercharge strat that allows us to get to one of the wizards, not in the way the game intends, but it's sort of, you could do a similar sort of thing in the originals, just you don't do it the same sort of way, basically. So, folks in chat, we had this, I don't know if a lot of you, if we've got some new folks in chat right now, but we're going to bring up another topic within the chat that we brought up a little bit earlier. What is your favorite dragon within this game? 75 to choose from. It's a lot of options, you know. We've had Cletus, we've had Magnus. Spyro, yes, Spyro's an option. One of 75. So here we go, here's the trick that Green's about to do. There we go, nice early wizard like that. So also another thing we can do with the supercharge is we can basically collect the supercharge state, I suppose, by kind of jumping and then doing a really sharp turn, and then we can basically carry that supercharge, sorry, not the mic, wherever we can go from that. Zik says he hears Psychomo is pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder why, Zik. He's definitely a crucial dragon within 80 dragons. Latif is a legend. He is. Best one. Which is your favorite dragon and why is it Magnus? See now, Clock, here's the thing. My favorite dragon isn't actually Magnus. My favorite is, in fact, Aster. Not Aster. Asher, sorry. Asher. Why am I saying Aster? Hearing me. It's Asher. It's the really old one within the Ice Cavern. Because, you know, bless the old beans, you know? Doesn't even know his favorite dragon's name, don't worry. I haven't played this game in a while, okay? You can shame me all later. Titan or Nest Super? Nah, that's fine. Titan's really, really cool, to be honest. And I know someone called Lucas whose favorite dragon is Lucas. So again, canonically at this point in the game, you would then find out about Sunny Flight, but Green's already done Sunny Flight. Speedrunning, you know? There we go. Wizard Peak's nice and, you know, sorted out. I actually do Lucas Hill, or like a pseudo Lucas Hill on this level because I'm a bit interesting like that. I've ran too much NBS in my blood, you know? So here we are coming up to the third flight, which is, did I say third flight? Hold on, let me do my maths again. It is the third flight. Canonically second, but intention for our speedrun, it's our third flight. So with another thing as well I should mention within flight mechanics is the you may notice within Reignite Trilogy that we actually have the ability to charge. And with charging, or bonking as well, in fact, This actually allows us to do really, really tight and sharp returns to maneuver Spire within flight. We're not able to do that within the original, actually. So again, you'll notice that within the original, it's a little bit more rigid, whereas in this, it's a bit more fluid. Again, making sure we keep Spire as low as we can. Getting some nice momentum along the way. Are there any other secrets in the game like Sunny Flight? I believe there is one more in Reignited Trilogy, which is to do with skill points, which is in Dreamweavers. I won't say where in Dreamweavers, or I'll say it's in Dreamweavers. But that's sort of it. But again, that's to do with skill points, which is something we don't collect in 120%. Because skill points don't... It's weird how we call it a completionist category, because we're collecting things, but like, you know, it's skill points don't count towards the percent of the game. It's also a cool skill point in Blowhard. Oh, House, don't remind me of that one. Speaking of Blowhard, we've got Green's going to be heading over into that right at this very moment. Now, Blowhard is a bit of an interesting level because, again, the level itself, the boss isn't hard. If anything, the boss is probably the easiest boss in the game. It's sort of it's the concept behind it, where you've got like the enemies and the platforms. Obviously, you've got a little bit of cycle-based maneuvering going on, and with the enemies as well that's coming up. I'd say these range enemies are probably one of the worst enemies in the game because they've been absolutely buffed in Reignited. If they throw a zap, their reaction to the zap's really quick, and though their attack as well isn't like... It isn't a linear traversal, it's a home traversal within Reignited because, you know, Unreal Engine 4 is smart. We're living in the 21st century now. We're not living in 1998 anymore. Yo, Trippy, love Spire sunglasses? Yeah. Green's proving to us that Spire's got a little bit of swag today. Cycles, yeah. Green's getting him spot on today. What's also nice as well within Blowhard, I'd say, is probably one of the most... Other than the flights, it's one of the most easy to practice levels purely because we near enough do the exact same route within any percent NBS. We just miss a few gems because Blowhard's got a nice gem count to it. And there we go. Leaving on Taco. Out of Magic Crafters over to Beastmaker. So at this point, Green will have 5,500 gems. His next goal out of Beastmakers would be 8,000 gems. So another thing as well, folks, as I've asked about what's your favorite dragon. What's your favorite level within Spyro 1? Because we've got a few levels coming up here, which I know are some runners and casual players outlawed least favorites, I should say, right? My favorite is Ice Cavern. Quite like Ice Cavern. The level with Cletus. Oh, there's two of them. Beastmakers and Twilight Harbor. Any of them with Cletus. If I see any with Cletus or Magnus, I'm just be like, okay, yeah, we're sticking with this conversation now. Yeah, that's a nice little feature as well in the load screens. So you can get Spyro to do like a nice turn and flame and such. You can move him about. So Terrace Village is oof there. So Terrace Village is another level where you've got a lot of enemies and also some cycle-based movement going on. Because a little bit later we've got some zap floors, which if you can time them right, you can try and not get hit by any of them. Getting hit by one will probably lose you about 1 or 2 seconds. Again, routing in this level is extremely similar to the original. Love treetops. It's hard doing the jumps, but getting the jumps so satisfying. Yeah. Yeah, treetops is brilliant for that. I love getting the jumps in those levels as well. And I know Green will definitely get him. Oh, look, he did it again, folks. For the fans, he's done it for the fans. Do you know, I just noticed something. I think Green's also playing with the original music as well. I think. Sounds like the original music. Which is, if you didn't know as well, folks, it's also a thing you can do on Reignited. You can change the soundtrack to the original. Which is also a really nice feature. Awesome feature. Yo, Crafty. Update the flame to be long range spears, finding it annoying. I don't believe so. From what I can remember, they've not changed much from console version. I know one thing that's really cool you can do is if you flame and then charge, the flame does carry along with Spyro as well. Brilliant. Awesome stuff, Green. That's Terrace Village done. So yeah, Terrace Village, I believe he also got those zap pads flawlessly as well. Brilliant stuff. As you can see, it's very much, a lot of this run is very movement tech. Very, very movement tech. And as you can see, just use a little bit of invincibility there to not get hit for the second time by that fireworks chest. Yeah, that's another shame as well, Faulty. There's no flame charging in this. We wish there was, but you know. We can only do with the modern mechanics that we have for this. And here we are. Here's our fourth flight. This is Wild Flight. Wild Flight definitely lives up to his name, I'd say. It's a bit mad. With Wild Flight, the best thing to do, obviously, as well, is to keep as close as you can to the water. I'd say it's probably the hardest flight as well. It's definitely the shortest flight. And obviously, there's very, very tight cycles as well. There's also a section within this level known as the Devil's Archway, which, if you are in the unfortunate spot, there's a shrapnel in the archway which will ping Spyro and give him a massive momentum boost, which hopefully Green's not going to get. Nah, he didn't get. That's good. It's one of those run killers, basically. And the problem is, it's not even the runner's fault. It can just happen. It's like, no! You know. Brilliant stuff, though. He's doing this route spot on. Brilliant. And then Spyro's gonna hit that roof, get the animation skip, leave within 48 seconds, nice and done. Brilliant. So again, I should also mention as well, to anyone who may be interested as well, instead of doing the main full games, you can actually do individual level speed runs, which require you doing basically the flights. Doing time trials for the flights. We do have leaderboards for those as well, if you're interested. Very competitive scene to it as well. Like within Sunny Flight, there's a few really neat strats you can do from it. Yo! Awesome stuff, Green! Awesome stuff, Green. So folks, that was a flying skip. We've got the flying skip in 50 frames a second. So what Green was able to do from that, he was able to completely skip the load screen and the flying animation and be able to get straight into Misty Bog as quick as he can. The other addition by doing that, not just by saving time, he's also able to get Sparks right back to yellow as well, which is brilliant. Another little hindrance, though, by doing the game in 50, I should mention, is that with these frogs, you can charge these frogs within 30 frames a second. However, in 50, you have to make sure to flame them because their reaction times are a little bit quicker within faster frames. Yeah, awesome stuff, though, Green. what we do ideally as well within 120 with regards to flying skips, there's 3 levels. Shout outs to Lulu Potate, by the way, because Lulu was able to compile a spreadsheet showing basically information on where the most optimal flying skips are within loadless timings, and the 3 places to do the optimal flying skips is one of them is in Misty Bog, the other was in Clifftown, which was earlier in the game, and we've got one final one which is actually at Nasty Nork, which we'll hope that Green will be able to do. If he doesn't get it, again, that's fine. Run will still carry on as usual. But if you want to be absolutely cheeky and you ever do like a real-time race, or if you want to do real-time running on like console and such, you can technically do flying skips on every single portal entry and get a quicker real-time, purely for the sake of having no loads. It's brilliant. But yeah, so this is Misty Bog, everyone. Misty Bog is it's not a nice level. It's a bit obnoxious, I'd say. I most certainly would say though it's harder in the original. In Reignited, a lot of these enemies have been nerfed, which is quite nice. However, this final section, this final room, which we've got a special name for it, is I'll call it the Hell Room. There is another name for it if you folks would like to say it in chat. Your choice. Yeah, that's the one, Faulty. That's the one. We still call it the same. I know a lot of SRT runners like to call it the Hell Room. It's the same reason. It's still just as mental. Still just as mean, I should say. So here we are. Let's see if Green can do it. So yeah, you've got a lot of frogs and a lot of Norks surrounding this section. Yeah, Green's done that nice and smoothly. He didn't get hit by any of the enemies, because one thing that's quite common to get is when you get hit by an enemy, generally a lot of the enemies will be around you to kind of just basically deal malice on you, you know? It's not nice. So yeah, that was awesome stuff though, Green. Nice one. Right out of Misty Bog. And then next up on the agenda we've got is Treetops. So who likes some nice supercharged platforming, folks? Because Green's got some awesome tricks to show you coming up in this level. Also, just a heads up as well. No, really, Green. Awesome stuff. Let's go, man. I hope you're recording this. Keep it up, dude. You're doing very, very well. So yeah, folks, just to give you a heads up as well, again, we're going to be doing this for the next, we're going to keep this stream open for the next 12 hours. Next up will be SRT 200% by Zik, and then we're going to do SRT 3 117% by Dr. House. And then we've got our Reignite Trilogy Relay. Now, sadly, Green was trying to do the cutscene skip there. He wasn't able to do it, which basically is a very new strat, actually, that what you can do is if you walk backwards right at the beginning of the level, you can actually skip the cutscene section where you basically Spyro will be depossessed, or the player will be depossessed from Spyro for about 3 to 4 seconds. You can essentially skip that by walking backwards and walking around the trigger zone and still kind of go for that. Like, go to the section straightforward. Right, so first of all, Green's gonna get all the gems around this section, just because this section we're not gonna go back to. Again, a lot of this routing is very, very similar to the original. Practically the same. The only thing that's different is doing this the other way around, basically. Just because, our nice methods of supercharged manipulation be able to turn a lot quicker. So here we are with the start of Treetop Troublesomes. So this is Troublesome 1, which Green has managed to do absolutely spot on. See, all you need to do is just take your supercharge like that. You don't need to worry about the rest of the level and get to Jed as quick as you can through that means there. Reason why I call it Troublesome Treetops 1 is because that's the first of 2 awkward supercharges, I suppose. Yeah, that one's obviously our quick way to get to Jed. Next one we've got coming up is, I suppose, an homage to... Oh, what's his name? I forgot his name now. I shouldn't forget his name. Stone Knot, that's the one. So homage to the Stone Knot strat. But also, I believe Green's going to do the tree hug coming up here. You're going to go for the tree hug? Spot on. So yeah, that was an example of the tree hug, which again, using supercharging, holding against the wall's collision, we were able to slow Spyro down and get some spring chest nice and quick. And there we go. Nice, solid Troublesome 2. Snow's legacy lives on indeed, Faulty. See, it's the one thing as well, back when we started speedrunning this game, we all needed to start somewhere and think on how to route it. Did just do another swag roll? He's doing a PB run with showing off the best swag. I love it. Gonna call it swag knot now. Swag percent, yeah. Yeah, Stone Knot was just to give an explain what it is. So basically, the strat that we've just done there was an homage to a trick in Spyro 1 to get up to the top section really, really early, which was found by Stone Knot 1. However, he did it by supercharging onto a bit of geometry, and you're basically able to change Spyro's trajectory and go upwards really, really sharply, whereas we instead do it a safer way by doing a double supercharge, essentially. So here we are, folks. This is Jankman. The Jankman. Jankman the Tin Can. So, Metalhead. Reason why we call him Jankman is because he's our most awkward boss, I should say. Purely because this level can do things that it doesn't want us to do. Yeah, he is Nally spot on. He's quite broken, and sometimes not in the right way. We've had runners lose a 5 gem because it gets kicked out of bounds. We've had runners get Metalhead zipping into the middle of like the level, dying and getting gems a lot quicker. We've had him phasing through walls, zipping to the second section, being weird, and we've also had the worst of all that I've seen. Green, heads up, you forgot a 1 gem, by the way. Down there. Sorry, I don't want to say you forgot a gem, but you forgot a 1 gem back over around in the section back there. Yeah, there you are. Sorry, I didn't want to have to do this. It's down near the beginning bit, near the bridge. There you go. Spot on, mate. Hold on. Sorry about that. So yeah, basically, Metalhead is a bit of an awkward one. You'll hopefully we'll be fingers crossed for Green, because we don't want to have any more. We don't have janky Metalhead. What I was gonna say is that with Metalhead, sometimes he'll die inside of the lava section, which we really don't want happening. So if he does that, then Green's gonna be risking sparks, basically, which is something we obviously don't want to happen. Brilliant stuff so far, Green. Really good stuff. Awesome, and we didn't get that much jank. No jank, if any. Awesome stuff. Brilliant, Green. And Bobby gives you the good luck, by the way. Bobby, I thought you were at work. Sorry, I'm subtly calling him out right now. Just got home. Ah, right, I see. So just a heads up as well, folks. Bobby is our world record holder for this category and for practically every category of Spyro 1 and Reignited. So if any of you lot want to chase on getting a new world record, he's your contender. Jank denied indeed. No jank today. Not for Green's run. So brilliant. This is actually the final little section that Green's got to do of Beastmakers, and then he's going straight over to talking to Cray. There you go, 300 gems, and you should be leaving Beastmakers with 8,000 gems. Spot on. So folks, we have hoped that Green has got everything at this moment. These are the final 2 homeworlds. This is the penultimate homeworld coming up, which is Dreamweavers. So you knew a gem was missing because gem count the dragon. Yeah, it was 238. I had a feeling you knew it was missing. But dude, you're doing very well though. Keep it up. So this is where I'd say the difficulty of the game starts to show quite a lot. The difficulty ramps up more at Beastmakers because of things like Treetops and Terrace Village and Misty Bog. But here in Dreamweavers is where the difficulty starts getting put to the test. And where obviously the game will try and, if you're playing casually, will kind of get you to think, okay, well, where can I get to certain sections? How do I platform these sections? So Haunted Towers within our is the first level we'll be going into. Now, the ideal thing to do within Haunted Towers is there is a ability you can collect by getting an orange fairy to kiss Spyro, which gives Spyro the ultimate super flame, and he basically keeps it for the entire level, which you basically can use to destroy anything in your path. So obviously the best thing for us to do is get to it as quick as we can and then just flame everything. How long has GreenSoulx been running Spyro? Oh, that's an interesting question. If we had Green in commentary, I reckon he'll be more than happy to answer that for you. I'll try and answer on his behalf. Bobby, about an hour. Yeah, he's only been playing Spyro 120 for an hour. This is his first run. Did you know? It's PB. Nah, I believe Green's been running this category since the start of 2020, I believe. So this is, and I know this was his first category to run as well, I think. So here he's doing a nice supercharged manipulation trick as well. He's getting around to this section. Again, not the game intended way, but it's quick for us, so we'll do it. It's the exact same sort of thing that you can do in OG as well. I just know that a lot of OG runners don't do it anymore. Say it's not, but it's September now. Oh yeah, definitely Shioth. It's this year's gone quickly, right? But yeah, I'll be honest, the interest in speedrunning this game actually has grown massively within this past year, and I'm really, really surprised, to be fair. So, you know, if anyone wants to come join playing Reignite Trilogy, you know, to learn a really cool speed game, try and challenge all of the top times in our awesome categories, then honestly, feel free to join. We have several tutorials within these games. I believe StepKey has got a tutorial for this specific category. So if you want to know a nice beginner's route to this category, go to YouTube and check out StepKey's tutorial to run Spyro 1 120%. And again, a lot of this category is very movement based. So it's very much, you'll notice the improvement the more times you'll practice it, basically. What's also a nice thing with that chest there is, in the original, there can be a 1 gem that can drop and fall down and you can never collect it until you die. Whereas in this game, that's not a thing, which is so, you know, so glad. So glad. Spyrothon Day, never heard of it, yeah. This is the xGreenSoulx X channel, right? We only have the best, the swaggiest 120 runs. It works as intended. Awesome stuff. Nice and quick. And again, we're using the guidebook feature again to get right back to the beginning of Dreamweavers. It's actually a strat that's very similar to what we do in the original, because in the original, we actually come out of Haunted Towers and do a Death Abuse to get back to the beginning of Dreamweavers. Just obviously in Reignite, we can save our lives, you know. Yo, Akira, thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone. This is the SRT 120% done by xGreenSoulx, and I am your commentator, Nost. So this is Dark Passage coming up here. Now, Dark Passage is, I quite like this level, to be honest. This also has quite some nasty enemies, but again, in Reignite Trilogy, they seem to be nerfed quite a bit, because these turtles, their reaction time aren't as quick as they are as the original. In the original, they're a lot more faster. You can't charge directly into them, whereas obviously we can in this, which is quite nice to do. But obviously we've got a few more dragons and gems to go along the way here. You're right, Nally. Dark Passage is actually really pretty. So again, the whole idea with these, with the enemies in this section, is the devil dogs you can flame and charge, depending on how big they are. Whereas the turtles, you can charge them when they're small, but you cannot kill them if they're big. So that's when you have the jesters you need to flame or to charge them, just to make them set off a light to make them bigger. Dark Passage is also a level that has very good gem count as well. So, say if you were doing a miscellaneous category, which, by the way, we do have a lot of miscellaneous categories for this specific game as well. We've got a lot of New Game Plus categories. We've got Vortex, 80 Dragons, new one which is all skill points, which uses some balloonist skip stuff. I won't talk about balloonist skip much because we're not doing this at all this entire marathon. If you all want to know much about balloonist skip, because it's quite a very neat trick, it's a very niche thing, go and check out the leaderboards and check out the runs, which I believe Bobby's got a sub 6-minute loadless time in. Awesome stuff. And I also believe Jonathan Adshead has a tutorial on how to do the main route for that as well. But obviously we're not going to be doing this within this marathon today. Hopefully, maybe in Spirathon 6, hopefully we may get a balloonist skip. We'll see. Just as something nice and quick to do. I'll have a chat with Faulty about that. Because I can remember when I did the NBS last time, everyone was like, where's balloonist skip? We want balloonist skip. And I'm just there like, folks, maybe Spirathon 6, okay? Spirathon 6, indeed. Everyone, if you did not know, Spirathon 6 is in 2 months' time. Submissions will be opening later this month, so get your speedruns nice and fresh and get those submissions ready. Brilliant. Awesome stuff, Green. It's only 2 months away. It is Faulty. Can you believe that? So the next level that Green's going to do will be Icy Flight. Now, what Green's going to be doing coming up to here, there's a dragon, which is Zikomo. Cool dragon, must say. And then he's going to go to this cannon. Now, obviously, we had a little feature of the cannons earlier within Peacekeepers. Sorry, my brain just had a fart for a moment and thought I didn't know what the level was. Now, what Green's doing at this moment is actually to move the cannon is what's known as a double input, or what we would call multi-input. With the double input, what he's doing is he's pressing right on the analog stick and on the D-pad, which allows you to basically double your input to move it quicker. This is actually a feature you can do on both, obviously, console and on PC. However, on PC, we can go a step further. So now, as you see, Bolly's mentioned about triple. Now on PC, we technically can go up to quadruple input. We can right on the controller, and we can also go right on the left, right, up, down on the keyboard, and D on the keyboard. So basically, I always make this joke as well that world record in this category in NBS is free to anyone who could use their feet within the speedrun or has piano fingers. But let's just say I tried asking if I could do a triple input once. At a marathon, and yeah, nah, I wasn't allowed. But yeah, that's perfectly valid if you wanted to. If you had a keyboard and a controller, you want to do quadruple input on the cannons. That's the fastest way to move the cannons. So here we are. This is the final flight within Reignite Trilogy. This is Icy Flight. Sadly, Icy Flight is one of the only levels which we don't have an animation skip for, because that we can't really find an optimal animation skip. There is one, but to do it basically takes as much time for us to just do this route of the flight anyway, so we choose not to do it. So again, this is the last sort of the flights where we do actually have technically another flight level, which is loot, coming up later, but the thing is with loot is it works a little bit differently. Why'd you have to go as close to the water to go fast? Honestly, I think that's just how the game's programmed, really. It's one of those things that the lower Spyro is, the faster he'll move. The higher you go, I think the game's programmed to have Spyro move a little bit slower. It's the whole idea of, like, I suppose, can I just say physics? Because I've tried talking physics earlier and I got told off because it's a Saturday. Because physics. Do I have to bring out my bachelor's in physics again? I don't have to, do I? So here we are. Here's Lofty Castle. Now, Lofty Castle is it's a bit of an interesting level. It's quite pretty. Please no. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not planning to. So yeah, we've got these turkeys. We've got these Norks. You're gonna have to flame them. Get them as quick as you can. We've actually got a little section coming up here as well with fairies. Now you'll notice the Green's going to be getting these fairies coming up here, which in the original you technically can get those. You don't need to get those fairies at all, because the wall that's coming up here you can jump over, which technically in Reignite looks like you can get as well. But Unreal Engine or Toys for Bob are a little bit sneaky. They've planted an invisible wall there, which will only go down once you have turned on the whirlwind that's before it, which is really, really sneaky. It's sort of mean to us speedrunners, because we sort of want to go, a little bit quicker. Bit of a shame, but aho. So again, we got another supercharged section coming up here. But first of all, what Green needs to do is to get these Norks, get a few more gems and a few of these fairies coming up. I'm hoping as well that he can Green will show us another swag roll within this level, because I know one place where we could do a swag roll. We may be thinking of two completely different places, but let's see if Green will do it for the fans. So here we go. He's got the supercharged section coming up here. He's gonna jump on over. Don't need to go around to the whole section. He's go right into this fireworks chest. Head on down here. That was kind of neat. I've never seen using the momentum to fall down there. That was quite neat. Sadly though, he's lost sparks, so he might have to try and be very careful getting these enemies along the way. But also what's quite nice, because at this moment we will Green will death abuse at this moment. So even if losing sparks, he's doing possibly the most optimal thing right now, because then he'll get warped straight back to Yuseni. Swag roll is optimal here, and Jacques. Did you hear that, Green? You're gonna lose time if you don't do the swag roll. We're gonna need to see it now. So again, we've got a little bit more gems to pick up here. With a few more fairies and that. Again, with a few more of these fan chests as well. And then we've got the final dragon here, which is Baruti, I believe. Oh, he just done one for the fans, folks. He just did one for the fans. Nice stuff, Green. Oh, and he does another one. We got a double roll in Lofty Castle. He is most certainly on a roll today. Crikey. Alright, so Green's going to do a strat here, which I believe is going to be charging down on top of the turkeys. It's on the lower section, which is actually quite neat. It's quite, I wouldn't say tricky, it's quite a sneaky strat to do. Alright, he's going to go around instead. Why have I never done that in OG? I swear, that's a more optimal way of going about doing it. Yeah, now you know why I can never get sub 120 loadless in this game. Why not? He's on a roll. Picking up on the puns. So here we go. Out of Lofty Castle, he's about to get Latif just coming up here, I believe. And then after Latif, he's got the penultimate boss, which is Jacques. Or Jacques. C'est mon ami. C'est français? Maybe? I don't know. Jacques. Jacques. We're just gonna call him Jack. Yeah, we'll call him Jackie now. Jacques. Don't trust me doing French. Yeah, this is the final boss. We've actually got 2 dragons in this section, which what Green's gonna do, he's gonna go around, collect a few gems and get the key first, then get the key chest, get Revilo, then do the boss, and then finish up around Yuseni, which I believe, did I say Yuseni? What's his name? Unica, sorry, that's his name. And then, again, it's the same routing as the original. I do an alternative routing, which is to exit the game and then go back in, but I don't know if it saves that much time. It's probably the same. Well, he's also done a single layer cake as well. We like to call that that section the wedding cake. We like to do it as a single layer though, because you know Spyro's jumps and reignited are actually quite high, very stable, I suppose. Stable jump. Right, now also there's a little platform section here. Is Green gonna just phase through the platform? Are we gonna see it? Oh, what a cheeky lad. He's just gonna clip through platforms like, you know, like they don't exist. Them speedrunning strats, man. Astonishing. So yeah, he's gonna get these final lot of gems, and then he's gonna run back, head over to Revilo. What platform? Exactly, Nally. What platform? Doesn't exist. Right, so now he's got this final section with these enemies coming up here. Well, not final sections, your penultimate section, really. Jacques' a kind of a weird level, to be honest. It's got some odd routing about it, because you sort of have to do the middle bit, then do the boss, and then try and do like a big oxbow going round to like the final dragon and the final lot of gems. But at the same time, you have to make sure, obviously, you get the thief that opens up this pedestal here. Skill point, yeah. Actually, this is a nice thing. Oh my word, Green. That was just an unnecessary swag that you definitely want the fans to notice there. That was amazing. It's not gonna stop. I'm expecting at least another roll now within the final home world. That was an optimal. That was an optimal one. Oh my word. It actually was time save. Oh my gosh. I really hope he's still like on PB pace, because if so, he's got every means to like describe this saying ultimate swag run. Like Bobby, if it does or doesn't beat your time, we're all just gonna say that, you know, Green's run's got the swag. And the triple chest, yeah, awesome stuff. Brilliant movement. And here we are, we got Sonic the Hedgehog. I think Sonic wants to give Spyro a lift. Don't know about you. Swag is minus 10 seconds each time, I believe. Yeah, we'll believe that. We'll believe that. Right, so this is the final leg, I suppose, of the 120% run. So the levels he's got now to do is North Cove, Twilight Harbor, Nasty Nork himself, and then to finish off with our 100% achievement, which is Nasty's loot. So, what Green has to do to go into the next levels is that he has to basically free Delbin, which is our first dragon. Then he's going to have to go through the vortexes, I suppose, on each of the next levels to basically open up the dragon head for the next level. However, Nasty's loot's a little bit different because Nasty loot's got is 100%. You need to get 100% everything to be able to do that. So we have to make sure that obviously Green's collected everything, which I have faith that he has. Right, if you folks give me a moment, I'm just gonna be a little bit silent because I need to try and catch up my feed to Green's feed for a brief moment. There we go, I'm back in sync. Cool. My VLC player is being a bit interesting there. So, North Cove actually, this level's quite interesting because there's a jump coming up here which really shows how I believe the movement within the game has progressed within so many years. Because, well, I say years, I should say months. See what Green just did there with that charge jump and then sort of like a neutral jump to get to the platform. We never really noticed that was possible to do when we were running the game, I'd say earlier this year or even last year. We believe last year it was just an extremely tough strat, and then we thought then afterwards we would stand on the platform and then just kind of hop up from the platform. And then Green managed to ace that jump. And then obviously it's now become the most optimal jump, which is awesome. So. Yeah, Bobby, that strat to jump onto the pole was founded by Toasted Cat. Now Toasted doesn't run the game anymore, which is a shame. But, like, we never knew that you could just jump straight up there because the movement's changed a little bit now. Not changed, we just, you've all discovered new things that we've not discovered. Again, Reignite Trilogy. Oh no. Oh, has he lost it? Ah. Don't worry, dude. It's fine. I believe you freed Latif just around the corner anyway, so you can just run straight around through that. Don't worry, Green. Keep on going. But yeah, but basically, Reignite Trilogy, we have to think, is still quite a young game for a speed game. Like, again, as I said, it's now a year old on PC, and it's going to be 2 years old on console. So if anyone finds any more new strats, or like is able to perfect strats, I want to come back to do commentary in 3 years later to find out that we've got some absolutely insane tricks, right? Did Green get the treetops cutscene skip? Sadly he didn't, Bobby, but he was definitely going for it. Oh yeah, that's a thing as well. So as you might have noticed there, Green has completely skipped the key. Now the reason that Green has skipped the key is because these barrels section up here, he's going to use one of the barrels to just charge it into and then destroy that key chest just over there. which weirdly in OG is actually more optimal to get the key. It's really weird. Yeah, key is overrated. Key is optional, you know. And he is on gem count, so that's brilliant stuff. So again, going straight into this final vortex, getting that final 10 gem. Green has finished off North Cove. Now he's got his final, I suppose, like main section level before the boss in like the, I suppose, post-gamey stuff. Keyless 120% win. Oh, you're doing fine, Green. You're doing fine, mate. So Twilight Harbor is supposed to be the hardest level in the game. It's I wouldn't say it is though. It's just more Splatooned up, I suppose. This is the Splatoon of the game, basically. Because if you'll notice, all of the Norks have got like paint guns. You know what I mean? There's another supercharged section within this level, which we'll see that Green's going to be able to do to get to the indestructible chest coming up. And Stripe pulls out Tommy gun. Yeah, don't get me started on that clock. I don't understand that, you know, Crash gets guns, Spire doesn't. But then again, Spire 3 with Dynamines? Question mark? I don't know. Anyway, so here we go, supercharge up to this top section, getting all these folks up here. So that's one reason that Green needs to have the supercharge. You've got another reason, which is that indestructible chest over there. Now he's going to do a death abuse to get back to Cletus. Oh yeah, shall I mention Cletus? We did just have Cletus Dragon just a moment ago. That was his second appearance. Here we go, indestructible chest, nice. Now I also think, Green, you're very lucky if you get if you walk back to Cletus here, because you ran straight through the teeth platform. Wow. Okay, you outsped the fairy. That's amazing. Okay. Sorry, I'm surprised because what I thought Green did is he charged right over the Latif platform. Not Latif platform, the Cosmos platform. But the fairy didn't zap him. He's this quick, folks. This speedrunner is so quick, even the fairies can't auto-save him. And there we are, final lot of gems, 400 and 400. And there we go. Nice casual little bit of Twilight Harbor lag as well. That just happens within the game, sadly. Right, now next up is Nasty Nork. This is our final boss within the game. This is what the game's led up to. Oh, and Green didn't get the final flying skip, but that's fine. 103 is good. 103 is very, very good, Green. Awesome stuff. Hardest boss, Monka S. I know, right? He doesn't actually do anything. He just, you know, you just get some keys, flame him, done. The only thing is, though, is within 120%, he is a lot, obviously, there's a bit more of a challenge to what it is in any percent No Balloon Skip. In No Balloon Skip, because obviously you don't need to collect any gems or whatsoever, you can just get to Nasty as quick as you can. However, in 120, it's a little bit different because you still have to collect gems while also obviously get to Nasty at the same time as quick as you can. So what we do is we have this, what we call like 1.5 cycle strat, which basically you collect as many gems as you can, then you stop collecting gems, get to Nasty as quick as you can, flame him, he'll then open up the final section, you go back and collect a few more gems and then go back to where Nasty has opened up, and then you start running through them, because those platforms don't start moving until Nasty starts moving. Which is this section right now. So hopefully Green can go and get that 1.5 cycle. Definitely know, I reckon you can do it. It's definitely on pacer right now. Yeah, awesome stuff. There we go. So that's the 1 cycle there, and this is basically our half cycle, going back to collect a few more gems that we've forgotten. Because in Reignite Trilogy, as much as Nasty's legs are absolutely tiny, weirdly he hasn't skipped leg day, purely because the AI is programmed to basically rubber band from Spyro. And here we are. This is the final little platforming section. Not the end of the run, but definitely the end of what we would consider the main game bit, right? So you would go, GG's in the chat, but wait, there's more, folks. There is more. You're toast, Snort. So first of all, credit skip? Credit skip? Mind blown, folks. Did you know you can skip credits? And also, you can skip Magnus as well. But Green, why you skip Magnus? No, not Magnus. Again, you can skip Magnus the same way as you skipped Nestor earlier on in the run. And here we are. This is the very final level. This is Nasty's loot. So at this point, Green has 100%. The final 2,000 gems are in this level. This is the very final 20%. Now, first of all, what Green is going to do, I'm going to let the trick explain for itself, to be honest. Oh, he nearly got there. Nearly got there. He was definitely attempting it there, folks. So as you see, what Green was doing, he was kind of getting pushed down by something, which is in this section, in this level, is what we would call, it's basically a height cap. It's the invisible wall of this section, which Green is now just successfully broken through. And now as he unlocks this door, has unlocked the global height cap. So in the original game, you are not able to break height cap. You have to go through this level as it's intended, just as usual, collecting gems. And the final thief is actually a pain to get through. It's really, really annoying. In Reignite Trilogy, about a year ago, I'd say this was founded. There's a Spyro 2 strat, which is the height cap break. I'm hoping the within Zik's run, which should be next up after this, who will show you a little bit more of height cap breaking while using less level storage. We've kind of taken that strat, brought it into Spyro 1 just for this section because we've got free flight and obviously allow us to do the loop about 1.5 minutes quicker. Awesome stuff. You'll know that you've most certainly as well finished the game, getting 120% if the final cutscene plays as well. So we'll know for certain if... Actually, we'll come up in the bottom saying 2,000, 2,000 anyway. And as you notice as well, Green's skipping all of these thieves because we don't need to worry about them anymore. Brilliant. Then we've got the very final section within the game. So time heads up to the organizers. Time is when Green enters the vortex coming up here after he's collected 2,000 or 2,000 gems. Very most rewarding part of the game, getting these final lot of gems. He's got all the gems. Final little run to finish. And there we go. That is time. Well done, XGreenSoulx. Awesome stuff, mate. That was done in 1:37:17 real time. That's incredible, actually. That's really, really good. And to finish off as well, just after this cutscene that you see Green is skipped, he's going to bring up his in-game time as well, just to see how quick he was able to do it from the game's perspective. He managed to do it in 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 28 seconds. So can we get massive GGs in chat for Green? That was some awesome stuff. Well done, Green. Thank you so much as well, dude, for featuring the Spyro 120%. for Spyrothon. This is awesome stuff. Brilliant. That was it, folks. That was Spyro 120% on Spyro the Dragon 120% on Reignited Trilogy. My name's been Nost. I've been your commentator for XGreenSoulx run. Next up, we have Spyro 200% done by Zik3, commentated by Randy Babandi. We're gonna let you have a little bit of a break to set up for their run. Alrighty, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you all in a very short moment.